Welcome everyone to Wisdom Blogs. My name is Liza Collins, and today I'm joined by Madeleine Walker, who is a world-renowned animal intuitive, animal communicator, and human empowerment coach. Madeleine, welcome to Wisdom Blogs. It's so lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's just great to be here and to share some of the incredible messages and just unconditional love from the animal kingdom for us. Despite what we do to them, they're just so giving and so amazing. I've been so blessed to have the most incredible encounters and receive so much from them.
Absolutely. And I wanted to share with everybody that Madeleine has authored 4 books, 5 CDs and 2 Oracle card decks, which I've ordered and are on their way to me, and I'm so excited to receive them. And I've always been an animal lover my whole life, and I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. So over to you to share your wisdom of the animal kingdom, how you got into this, and the messages that they have gifted you with. I'm so excited to hear what they've shared with you.
Well, thank you. I've been incredibly blessed to be able to go in and connect and encounter amazing beings, fantastic species in their natural environment. My lovely mum passed away, and she left me a little adventure fund, which has long been spent now. But she always said to me, don't put off, tomorrow what you could do today, because you never know what's around the corner. And I have felt that these animals have been calling me to connect with them so that I can receive their wisdom and share their wisdom, most importantly, so that humankind can really learn and understand and also be reawakened to the importance of the animal kingdom and the nature realms and basically Mother Earth, because the wild species have their hooves, their fins, their paws on the energies and the frequencies of the earth, and they're so connected to the earth that many of us humans have kind of lost that kind of connection. And by receiving and sharing their messages, I feel it's a way of somehow weaving their frequencies and reconnective kind of frequencies into people who read the messages in my books or listen to the CDs, the meditations that the animals have gifted me. So there's so much more than just the words. It's the kind of energy impact of what the species want to really share with us, and it's just blown my mind, really. I was just saying to Liza earlier on about how many of the species have been connecting with me, communicating with me about the whole situation, with COVID and with the lockdowns. And in a way, they were saying, it was almost like they were prophesizing this need to just stop and listen to the earth. And I don't know about you, but when they had the first lockdown, the bird song was out of this world. It was just fabulous. It was like the whole earth took a great big sigh of relief. It was just amazing. But it's hard to know where to start, really, because I've had so many incredible encounters, been so lucky. I've been swimming with humpback whales off the Dominican Republic and off Tonga, a little island called Vavo, and met the most amazing whale beings that have given me so many incredible messages. The whales are very much, despite what we've done to them over the centuries, they are very much about reconnecting us to divine love, to unconditional love. And it's as though they perceive us as sort of wayward teenagers, and how they're kind of nudging us back on track to really wake up to ourselves and remember that we are multidimensional beings that are so much more than many of us realize. We are so much stronger and, let's say, multidimensional than we can ever really appreciate. Our hearts and our brains are just so incredible. We barely even scratched the surface of what our abilities might be. And I think, we're only just starting to perceive that. But the whales know all this. They're just incredible. Also had a lot of experiences with white lions. I absolutely adore lions. Oh, and again, I've met some amazing white lions that have just taught me so much and given me such incredible messages. and also some of the meditations on my CDs that have been gifted from the lions. Um, so one of the messages I'd like to talk about is that this first white lion male that I met, he was absolutely massive and so incredible. And he talked about being lion-hearted, about really reclaiming our lion hearts, to really step up and step out and shine our lights and be all that we are. And he was talking about the connection between the whales and the lions. What I was told by him was that the whale, the cetacean nation, are kind of guardians of the oceans of our planet, us being the blue planet, and that the white lions are guardians of the land masses, but they also collaborate and work together. And this message was from this particular lion. He was saying that the lion heart needs to expand and join the divine energy of the blue whale and feel the source of love in my heart and place it in the heart of the blue whale mother so that she can spread it further and heal the earth matrix, combining our love for the earth. Unity, this is my legacy. We have to unify, interspecies unification. And that's giving me goosebumps just rereading it. Yeah, because the whales said that when they blow through their blowholes, that they're sending special healing frequencies up to the kind of matrix, the grid that surrounds and protects the earth. And the more that they do that, the more that they activate and realign even more of these wonderful grids that are around the planet. And yeah, so the whales just do so much. They hold so much space, and there's a kind of a cosmic whale consciousness as well, which connects to the physical whales that are still here. But yeah, I mean, considering all the whaling we've done, and feeling at the moment, what distresses me is that so many people now, when they were able to travel, are going out because they want to connect with the whales, but they have quite a few situations where the captains are not always very respectful, and they're kind of hunting the whales and chasing the whales, and they're jumping in the water, making too much noise, and they're scaring the calves, and that really, really distresses me, because the whales are so generous with their love for us. So that's something that it's one of those things that you raise awareness of the whales, and then lots of people want to rush out and meet them, but they don't always understand the protocols and the respect that's needed. So it's trying to find that balance. But I'm trying to think what else, because there's so many things to share with you. All messages from the white lions. I met a beautiful white lioness, and she was talking about humankind without subjugation. And obviously, there's a lot of controversy about current situation, and that the domestic pets that are with us all the time, they are sort of in the physical, really, really on a one-to-one basis, helping us with our raising our awareness and our consciousness. But the wild species are really holding space for humankind to really reconnect and realize that we need to change our ways. But also we have to be really in our power for that. We talked about the lion heart, so we have to be really reclaiming our power and being all that we are, like I said. So when I was out in South Africa, this lioness would kind of give me like a bullet point every day. And her first one was humankind without subjugation. And I had to sort of think about, what does subjugation mean? And then she elaborated, saying, wise ones talking to us, wise ones, bringers of the new dawn, a dawning of awareness, a dawning of reawakening. Come to us now with open hearts and an opening of your souls, for this is the great time of expansion and uplifting. This time is now. We are here to co-create the magnificence. And the magnificence is what the lions called, is the whole re-empowerment, the whole reawakening, the whole unifying of humankind and the whole animal species. And she talked about transposing the light codes. So I thought, that's interesting. And then she elaborated the transposing of the instrument of humankind to harmonize with a new blueprint or template of the earth, communion with these star lion frequencies. It's a marriage of this unison. And they talk about realigning, which I think is really great. Aligning now with the right key for harmonic alliance. Then she talked about magical minuets. The converging compositions of star-code magical minuets are weaving and orchestrating this union of the magnificence on this day of sacred heart space, an opening and further expanding of our aligning. And then she talked about octaves of power in a symphony of starlight, which I thought was absolutely beautiful. May all be light, may all be bright, may all be starlight. May the symphonic starlight rain down on this land, now and forevermore, now and forevermore, now and forevermore. Let us wallow in the wellness of it all.
Oh, beautiful.
Absolutely loved it. Yeah. So much power, and so much wisdom and just knowing. Absolutely extraordinary. And talking about the animals understanding so much about the rhythms of the earth and the rhythms of how everything is unfolding, how they are really wanting this interspecies unification, this whole unity. I was out in Uganda, or on the Rwanda-Ugandan border up in the mountains, to connect with the mountain gorillas, and I met this huge silverback called Chayungai, and he was so chilled out. He was just hanging out, stuffing his face with leaves, completely blasé about us being there. But we sat very still and sent him huge love and respect. And then he started to give me this message about what humankind needs to do, really. And he was so relaxed. He was enormous and had this incredible presence. But what he said to me was, "I am the warrior. My gentle strength guides my family, but I fight for what is rightfully mine. I fight for my family because family is everything. I claim my right in honor of that space. Why, therefore, do you rush to plunder what never belonged? We do not own anything. We are merely guardians through time, expanding our time, expending our time, being in tune and time with the mountain and every leaf, tree and blade of plant. It serves our every need, nothing more, nothing less. Why are you always searching for the next thing, blundering your way through life's undergrowth, hacking it out of your way if it may block your view, and that you feel it's the only way to reach your destination? Honor each leaf, branch, fruit or flower. This earth is a paradise, only being destroyed and diminished by you. Wake up and remove the fog of greed from your eyes and the mist of lust from your minds. We are all here in this jungle together. The mountain ancestors held this wisdom and we try to convey it to you. Shed those old skins of want and cruel desire. Reveal the light that is within. Rekindle the honoring of all things. Know that this is the only way to remember that this precious jungle can survive if coexistence is to continue. So he was really laying it on the line that we really need to really stop and reflect on how we are treating ourselves, how we are treating the planet. And again, the main message is all about unity and that we are all one. But I was just amazed, especially as how things unfolded. This was given to me on the 4th of October 2019, and
wow.
A few months later, everything kind of stopped, and they just seemed to know what was coming and what was needed, really.
That's absolutely amazing, and just felt so powerful hearing you read those messages. And I guess a couple of things come to mind. Just the similarities with a lot of the energies and the work that I've been working with, and the words that I've been hearing, and that, coming into our sovereignty. But when you said about then connecting with the whale and the unconditional love, it all just makes so much perfect sense to be in that place of white line sovereignty, but connected in with the whale, the mother whale heart, and the unconditional love. And also, we talked about this beforehand, didn't we? How animals are connected to the earth. They're connected to that electromagnetic field and grid, where we've stopped ourselves from being barefoot on the earth. We have rubber soles, and we just don't hear those messages. And also, it feels like when there's a disaster, if there's a tsunami or something, that animals will disappear. And it's like, so they pick up these messages before us. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it, that they've got this wisdom way ahead of us.
Absolutely, because they're so in tune with the vibrations and the frequencies of the earth. It's amazing. I mean, I was swimming with giant mantas off Mexico, and I swam with this one manta ray for about 2 hours, and it was amazing. She was like a huge angel of the sea with these massive fins. And she told me that the mantas are monitoring the oceanic grid lines, and that they're very aware if there's a fracture of a grid line, they are there to somehow repair it. And I thought that was fascinating. They are huge, but just so graceful. But the manta, that was their message, their particular medicine, if you like. We talked about the animal totems and the medicine for each animal, the kind of quality that they can share with us. But the mantas are very much in tune with the rhythms of the oceans and the grid lines, and that seems to be their role, or one of the parts that they play, which is again fascinating, I think.
And in terms of the animals that you work with, when did you start working with more of the wilder animals, the animals in nature? You know, did it start off with you working with domestic animals, the animals around you growing up? How did that happen, or did it all just kind of happen at the same time? And do you feel that you get the messages from the wild species more than the domestic species? Do the domestic species give the same worldwide, wisdom? Do they share that kind of almost like the future wisdom, or is it the wild animals that do that and the domestic animals have different messages?
I feel that domestic animals are very much kind of on the coalface of helping humans on a one-to-one kind of basis, or a family kind of basis. The wild species seem to be much more aware of the whole sort of picture of the earth, really, and all the inhabitants of the earth. And so I
like
think
the guardian.
Yeah, so the messages from the wild species seem to be much more planetary messages, whereas the domestic pets seem to be much more kind of a personal message for their human or their family kind of thing. That seems to be their role. Obviously, there are some animals that are much more, like a specific animal, a dog or a specific horse can be very much more galactic, if you like. Some of them I've found have been quite connected to the stars, can be a star being choosing to come into an animal body, and that can be quite amazing as well, to hear their messages. So it's just huge. It's just as though this unification is of the cosmos, the multiverse, and of course we're all part of that. So it just becomes more and more expanded and more mind-blowing the more you kind of connect to these animals that are they just know this stuff, and we're just running trying to catch up to their level of wisdom, really.
What have they taught you?
I think now I'm just not surprised by anything. I think just I kind of think, okay, yeah, just to be really open-minded, I think, and certainly to be as open-hearted as I possibly can, because I'm always in awe of what they know and how much they are here to guide us, and that we really need to respond to that. And for example, the dolphins talk about joy, and they talk about being dolphinated, being infected with their joy, for which there is no cure. And who would want to be cured from dolphin joys? So again, it just gives us so much. So I think every single wild species that I've connected with has just taught me so much more, and humbled me in that they are so willing to share their wisdom, and to really kind of raise us up into all that we can be.
I'm really sorry, there's a bit of feedback from this microphone today, but that is so beautiful, your message. And if there's one thing that you would like to leave with people, so that one thing that kind of sticks in their mind from your message today, what would that be as we wrap things up?
Again, just really appreciate animals and nature and the earth, and really take every opportunity you can to maybe get your shoes and socks off and feel the earth beneath you, really feel, go and hug a tree, go and listen to the birds, just send your love to the earth, basically. I think that's the most important, because that incorporates all of us, every single being that inhabits, every insect, every plant, everything. As Joango said, honor every blade of grass, every leaf, every branch, because they're all aspects of ourselves.
That's beautiful. And what I'll do, I'll link your books in the show notes below so people can get hold of you. I know that you teach courses on animal communication, and I please keep on doing the work. It feels like you're here, you're the voice piece for the animals, and you're getting that message out there. And it just hearing you speak today just feels so powerful. It just really kind of hits home in my heart, listening to your messages from the animals. So thank you for delivering that, and thank you for being here as a spokesperson for them, and honoring that role. It probably might not have felt like a very easy role for you to have stepped into when you were younger.
Not really, but no, it's my passion and my mission. So I know that they're right behind me, pushing me on all the time. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing it on my own. I know I have so much support, but it's yes, I just have to keep doing this, keep sharing it, and keep raising awareness to the best of my ability, really.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me today on Heart Wisdom. And if you liked what we talked about today, please give us a thumbs up and share with people who you also might think would be interested. It'll really help with the channel, and also help to get Madeleine's message out there from the animals. So thank you all, and thank you, Madeleine, for joining me today, and stay safe and take care. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.